All right. No, it's not all right, man. This isn't all right. This isn't even close. I don't know who this game is made for anymore, unless it's being made for the five weirdos on Twitter, right? They dropped at the SDCC. If you watched my live stream last night, the we got the trailer for the first story expansion. I don't know if there'll be a second or third, but it is the first. Called Chaos Reigns for Mortal Kombat One, a continuation of the trash. Story, whatever you want to call it. So all the rumors, all the leaks, yet again, have come true. They gender bent both sex toy and Tampax. They have Noob Cybot returning. They talked about a while ago about the leaks of Noob Cybot. It's like, oh, you'll know it's him, but he looks a bit different. Well, the difference could be the fact that he's got like this green type, mark all over his body or maybe underneath his skin. It looks like he's got, similar moves that he's had in the past, which I suppose is good. It's probably one of the few things I actually liked about the trailer. Noob Saibot actually did look pretty good, right? But I don't I don't think I'm buying Havoc as this great villain. I don't think I'm buying it. And I think that's the problem, right? When I talked about Heihachi, or was it yesterday, the day before in a video, so we always need a good villain. And it's true. You always need a really great villain. I don't know if Havoc has that, right? And this trailer screams, I got locked in a room with Phase 4 Marvel movies and decided to copy everything. They literally, like, there's a scene in here where it's literally just, them copying the Kang the Conqueror with all the multiple Kangs, except it's multiple Havocs. The cyber ninjas aren't actually cybernetic anymore. They literally just copied Ironheart or Iron Man type suit, right? It's just nuts. Now there are variations of the stages that you can see as well. I have no doubt we'll get those variations of the stages. They did say we're apparently getting new stages, and there are actually some new stages that are being shown in the trailer. But then we get the greatest disappointment of all. I think this is the worst combat pack they have ever come up with. Now, maybe you don't give a fuck about Mortal Kombat. Maybe you want guest characters in there because your favorite horror character or your favorite Terminator's, going to be in a fighting game that you're going to try out for a week and then ditch. There's a reason why when you buy this expansion, it gives you the actual Mortal Kombat characters, all three of them up front. There's a reason for that. Because they don't want to stretch it out. People don't like it being stretched out. And they don't even have a release date schedule for the three guest characters, right? Now, as you can also see as well, animalities have returned. But the unfortunate thing is, just like how we have with some of the ninja outfits, they're being put into a garbage game, right? Animalities, having extra costumes, a little extra story DLC is not going to save the game, because once you finish this content, what's left? Now, as far as I know, there's been no more talk or any sort of mention about whether there's going to be other game modes. I don't even know what the big secret is that Ed Boon's been crapping on about for as long as he's been going on about it. And it could very well be the animalities. Maybe that was it. Maybe that was like, oh, this is the big secret that, is going to keep us all entertained forever. No. Now, it comes with new story chapters. Combat Pack 2 is 6 characters, but when you buy the actual expansion, you get Cyrax, Sector, and Noob Saibot immediately, right? So you don't have to wait. I think they've learnt their lesson. However, for whatever weird reason, they have decided to yet again not only just put in guest characters, but guest characters that don't even make sense. We know that Conan the Barbarian is going to be playing like Kotal Khan. We know that 100%. But who of a young age bracket knows who Conan the Barbarian is? Who is of a young age bracket going to know what the T-1000 Terminator is? They don't, right? Unless they're fully invested into that sort of franchise. And they are very sporadic characters. These characters are just being thrown in there for no reason whatsoever. And then you have Ghostface. some bitch in a fucking bedsheet running around stabbing people with a giant knife. I mean, maybe that gets some of your jimmies rustling, but it doesn't for me, right? It's just shit. We also get the whole Wakanda Forever crap going, oh, you deal with real warriors and shit, right? Like, this is what it is. We've already got the voice actress for Sector, right? Who seems to be one of those lefty weirdo lunatics who's on her profile, full gender fluid, all the pronouns. I mean, this is exactly what you get, when you pay for this shit. Not to mention Cyrax, right? Who was a great character back all the way in MK9. Now they've just, gender bent him. This is the thing, right? Like, they go, it's a new era. Yet they literally will only choose certain things to behave. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, probably the best part out of the trailer is Noob Saibot. It's obviously going to be a very, very ninja-focused expansion with both Cyrax, Sector, and Noob Saibot in there. We're going to see the corruption and the change of Bihan, which is, I've heard this for a while, that Bihan gets tortured by Havoc and then turns into Noob Saibot. But this headpiece that he's got looks weird. Like, it just looks really weird, right? But you do get, like you saw at the end, when you pre-order, you do get an Ultimate MK3 costume. You get an Ultimate MK3 costume for Sub-Zero as well, so we can finally have him properly kitted up. There's a wedding outfit, which again also proves that the story leaks are true, that there is actually going to be a wedding and it's going to get crashed. And interesting comment, right? I'm reading this over here with True Underdog. He says, I'm shocked how young they look. I was expecting gritty badasses, but they look like the combat kids on their first mission. Yeah. I guarantee you that they have sort of like repurposed Jackie to a small degree and stuck her in the Cyrax suit, because they aren't cybernetics now. They are literally Iron Man suits. And then we have here with, freaking Havoc with his, as other people are calling it, his Chaos Emeralds. This dipshit, as somebody said in chat last night, said he's walking around like he got hit with a paintball, right? He's just wandering around with this shit like somebody went, and just got him with a paintball, 6 times with 6 different colors. It's just weird. Like, I'm actually seeing a lot of people. Yeah, there we go. Like, I'm seeing a lot of people actually really sort of bothered by this combat pack, right? Because if you had 6 Mortal Kombat characters in there, I think it would have been easier to swallow. But you put these guest characters in here, it's like, yeah, they're going to be fun for a little bit. It takes us completely out of the game, right? Like, it's just ridiculous, And of course, they put the 2 chicks front and center. They couldn't bring back Sonya. They couldn't bring back Kira. They couldn't bring back Shiva. They couldn't bring back Serena. They couldn't bring back Frost, as some of the few remaining female characters that we have out there. No. We're going to take already established characters and we're going to gender bend them to tick that box in quota and hope nobody, bloody notices. It is just, it's just ridiculous. And sure, the Animalities is cool. The Animalities is also a free update, right? So you don't actually have to pay for it. So even if you don't get the expansion, it's still going to be free. But my God, it couldn't be more underwhelming. Now, it hasn't been updated on the Steam page yet. I think some people are saying it's anywhere between 50 to 60 bucks Australian to buy this expansion. But like I said, there's a reason why they're putting the MK characters out immediately, right? They have got to have been paying attention to the last nearly a year and seeing people just absolutely pissed off about the slow crawl of these characters. Now, that means too that only leaves the 3 guest characters, which nobody will give a shit about, right? So then what happens with them, right? Will they eventually come out? I mean, we've seen them change their mind before. They changed an entire cameo from Johnny Cage to Janet Cage, right? That technically is actually illegal. So, and then when we have the pre-order, if you pre-order now, you get these 4 skins. So you get Wedding Scorpion, Because that's what everyone wanted. Everyone at fucking Netherwoke, right? They're thinking, we need a badass Scorpion. Oh, I know, we'll stick him in a wedding outfit. Right? Now, the Ultimate MK3 Subby and Noob, they look great. You know, so we're going to have a full kit of ninjas outside of Tremor who are going to be main roster. And you'll also notice something interesting too. Not a single mention of cameos. You don't see any cameos in the gameplay. You don't see any cameos mentioned anywhere in the fine print. Any indication of them coming out. It would not surprise me, although I don't think that's true, because we do know Harumi's coming, right? But it would not surprise me if, you know, this just... Oh, my God, man. Anyway, I want to hear from you guys, because I've got a lot of stuff to talk about in different videos about a whole bunch of this stuff, right? But I want to hear from you guys, because this is just... This is full on, man. Yeah, this is interesting, right? Not to mention, just to finalize, right? When, like, Cyrax, instead of her net, now is basically like snot goo that she, like, blows over you. Like there, right there. Of course, all the shills, all the people that want to keep those doors open for Warner Brothers are going to be sitting there sucking this off till the cows come home. I'll be labeled as a hater yet again. You know, it's just the usual round trip on the Fate channel. But let's be honest, man. You know, this is why Mortal Kombat is in the state that it's in. Because people, mediocre, substandard people, when it comes to their opinions on Mortal Kombat, have allowed them to take a foothold and govern the future of the way that this franchise goes. And it's just a disgrace. So, anyway, guys, catch you next time.